Okay. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. This is the I'm not sure why the software didn't work with why they could only see you and not me too. Because I saw you and I saw them too. I saw
Yes,
I heard everything. So I was
yes. And there was something about the software that I could listen myself, but
there you can
this
yes, yes. So I think yeah, I'm not sure why
w-
it does this. But okay. Okay, first people are coming. Good. Please, hi again. We're so sorry. I'm so sorry for the delay. Please tell me if you can see me and Gabby. If you can see both of us, please write both. If you
this
can
is
see
our
and hear
chance.
us both, so we can be sure that you can see and hear us both. Hola.
Hola, let us know in the comments.
Yes, please let us know in the comments if you can hear and see us both. Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit for more people to arrive.
Yes, we did it. High five, a virtual high five.
Yes, virtual high five. Okay, you can see and hear us both. Great.
Cool, 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 cool.
Okay, that's great. So we're gonna wait a little bit for the rest to arrive. I know there were a lot of people already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we wait a little bit. And meanwhile, yes, can you please tell us again where you're from, where you're watching from?
Whoa, they can see us.
Yay!
Super.
Can see us both. Okay. Hola.
Hola.
That's so cool. Okay, it's working now. Okay,
Yes, I'm
sorry
so
guys. This is
excited.
my first time. You know, I've only done one live, and this is my second live, and the second one, this is the first one with someone. So, okay. Germany. Oh, hi.
Germany is here. Hi, Danja. Alabama. Okay,
India,
watching
even from
from
India.
India. Yeah, he was in the last session. Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
That,
Thank you, Jerry.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so again, for everyone, for people who might just log in now to my live, who might have just seen it now, we are here for a Spanish lesson, for a live Spanish lesson with our Spanish teacher Gabby. She's our Spanish teacher for today. You've already seen her and might have already talked to her like the last 10 minutes. So Gabby is a Spanish teacher at iAmigoSchool, and iAmigoSchool is a Spanish online school from based in Colombia. So yeah, so I wanted to invite her here to come and do a live Spanish lesson. So I know a lot of you guys are learning Spanish. A lot of you guys are interested in Spanish, and yeah, I thought why not come on here, both of us, and take the Spanish lesson with all of you guys. And yeah, I'm sure I can learn something too today. And we're gonna take the Spanish lesson together with Gabby.
Thank you, Evelyn. So today we're going also to learn from basic to advanced.
Yes.
So the methodology in iAmigo School is based on TPR, which is total physical response, and also in the Socrates method. What does it mean, guys? That today you're going to learn from the basic, but using a real communication. So we're going to acquire the language. That's what happens in our academy. When
Mhm.
you go abroad, you acquire. So that's why it's easy to speak when you go abroad. But with this
Yeah.
quarantine, we developed this new communication skills where our students have been learning in an effective way and to improve their abilities and also to communicate in a second language even in the lockdown. So I'm really happy to be here, Evelyn. Thank you again. And before to start, I would love to know if everyone is ready here.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
sure like people are still coming in, but we can yeah maybe already um, yeah. So Gabby was talking about iAmigo School, and I really like the approach. That's why I wanted to come on here and invite her for you to also enjoy a Spanish lesson, so you can see that it's very interactive and the methodologies they're using and how they're teaching Spanish is really cool and it's really useful. So this is what my channel is about. Um, so I want you guys to also see what kind of language lessons are very useful to learn Spanish, actually, to learn any language. So um, I, I'm seeing more and more people are coming.
Okay.
Great. Ready, ready, ready. Okay. That's great. Okay. So then we can already start. And yeah, guys, one thing I wanted to say before we start the lesson that make sure you stick until the end of the lesson because there is going to be a surprise just for those people who stick to the very end. And we're basically going to start the lesson now. And then after that, we are going to do a Q&A. So with the Q&A, you guys will have like time to ask Gabby any questions concerning the lessons at iAmigo School, concerning Spanish, like what we're going to learn now, basically. So everything, any kind of question, Spanish related question you might have, just leave it for the end, and then we will give you some time to ask, and Gabby will be there to answer the questions. So, guys, stick to the end and there's going to be a surprise for all of you who stick to the very end. So, yeah, let's start with the lesson then.
Okay, wonderful. So, guys, we have a methodology, a well-structured methodology, and I want you to start from zero, even if you have an intermediate level. What we help you is to decrease your accent. So that's the first step that we do in our lessons. So today I'm going to show you how it works. Okay. So in Spanish we use this muscle. Okay. This muscle is one of the most important. That's why also we smile a lot. We use it all the time. So today I'm going to give you like a brief idea about our methodology at the beginning. So every time I do like this, okay, it's the right pronunciation. It's not because I'm dancing, it's because I want you to pay attention to your tongue. Okay? So Evelyn, let's practice. Let's make a warm up, okay?
Okay,
So everybody, let's start. So let's start with the vowels, con las vocales. Bueno,
okay.
entonces la A,
A,
muy bien. La E,
E,
muy bien. I,
I,
O,
O,
U.
U.
Muy bien, es suave, es soft, muy suave. El español es muy suave, ¿ok?
Yeah.
Ahora, Evelyn, te toca. Entonces,
A,
muy bien,
E,
muy bien,
I,
muy bien.
U.
O,
Ah, perdón. O, U.
U. Muy bien. Vamos ahora con la pronunciación de la parte vocal, the pronunciation of this part of the muscle, ¿ok?
Okay.
La R.
R. Ah,
Más.
someone is asking if you can put your microphone a little bit further so that because you're
Okay.
we're
Okay.
the
Now
sound
it's
is
better?
clear. Yes, I think
Okay.
it's perfect.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going to practice so slowly 2 hours that we have in Spanish. Everyone says that it's difficult, but it's not. It's just to practice and the music. It's just a music. So, ere.
R.
Exacto. Vamos ahora. Let's practice with the some vowels.
Mhm.
Ara.
Ara.
Muy bien. Ere.
Ere.
Muy bien. Iri.
Iri.
Muy bien. Oro.
Oro.
Uru.
Uru.
Muy bien. It's really soft. Let's
Uh-huh.
go. That's way better. Thank you. Okay. Okay, now let's practice with the R. I know that sometimes it could be difficult, but it's not because the R is faster. That's
Mm-hmm.
the difference. Okay, that's the difference between those R's. Okay, so ra,
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 faster. Re,
re,
ri,
ri,
ro,
ro,
ru.
ru.
Muy bien. So, guys, I want to know if you're practicing those exercises with us. Please let us in the comments because I want to make sure that you're practicing and you're feeling the movements. It's really important to know that we move a lot our lips up and down.
And
That's
some
really
people
important.
also have, I think, difficulties because I've gotten questions about how to roll the Spanish R, like R. Because I think in French, the R is a little bit here behind, in German too. So some people might, and then in English, of course, it's R more with tips of the tongue. And for
Yes.
Spanish, yeah, I think quite a lot of people have difficulties pronouncing the Spanish R.
Exactly. Yes. It's interesting because actually we have different teachers that specialize in oratory, and
Hmm.
all our teachers are well trained with oratory. So we give our students some tips to practice at home,
Uh-huh.
how to pronounce correctly and how to improve their pronunciation. We
Uh-huh.
have different homeworks, for example, that we help them to, and after a month, they listen how their level, their accent is to
Yes,
start decreasing. So
exactly. Hmm.
exactly. So with different exercises that we make with oratory implemented in our methodology, it has been helping us a lot. So
Okay.
now let's practice with the first evaluation, okay? Con el verbo poder.
Okay, puede. Hola, Renata. I just want to say hi. She's always in my comments. She watches every video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, every Spanish related video. So
Muy
hi,
bien.
hola. Okay.
So we're going to start with the lesson. We're going to start with the verb poder. Is one of the most common verbs that we use in
Uh-huh.
Spanish. But before to start, es puedes hablar,
Mm-hmm.
hablar, to speak,
Puedes,
hablar. Ajá. Otro idioma.
puedes
Ok,
hablar otro idioma.
muy bien. Ahora, vamos con la segunda. Hoy vamos a ver el verbo poder en la vida real. We're going to see the real time, the real verb can, how we use it in the real life.
Mhm.
¿Ok?
Okay.
Entonces, el verbo poder es can. Muy bien.
Yes.
Y también vamos a ver la conjugación. Entonces, yo puedo.
Yo puedo.
Muy bien. Tú puedes.
Tú puedes.
Él puede.
Él puede.
Ella puede.
Ella puede.
Usted puede.
Usted puede.
Nosotros podemos.
Nosotros podemos.
Entonces, usted, remember that, that we have to use en español, ¿vale? Tú is the informal one, and usted is for someone really formal. In this case, for your teacher or for someone that you don't know, ¿ok? Usted,
Usted.
¿ok? Muy bien. Ahora vamos con la pronunciación, with the pronunciation of these conjugations.
Mhm.
O,
O
es,
es.
e,
E.
e,
E.
e,
E.
hemos.
Hemos.
Really great. Now let's go with the other one, with the plurals.
Okay.
Ellas
Ellas
pueden.
pueden.
Ellos
Ellos
pueden.
pueden.
Ustedes
Ustedes
pueden.
pueden.
Now let's go with the pronunciation. En,
En.
en,
En.
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 That's right. Pueden.
Pueden.
So it's a tip today.
Mhm.
Always when you want to speak in Spanish, what you need to know is always when in a conjugation or when you're speaking in plural, everything that finish in with the nose, it's plural. In this case,
Yeah.
pueden,
Pueden.
hablan,
Hablan.
ellos hablan,
Ellos hablan.
right? So guys, I would love to know if it is easy, difficult, or so-so.
Yes. Tell us in the comments.
Ajá. Fácil, difícil, más o menos. Okay. So, something interesting about our academy is that we help you to communicate just in Spanish. Okay. Even if we're on leave today, we're practicing the simple steps to look forward to it. Okay. So, we continue.
Okay.
Ahora, es fácil. Ahora vamos a hacer. ¿Qué puedes hacer? Entonces, Evelyn, quiero que leas esta oración primero. Vamos a ver qué tal está Evelyn en pronunciación.
Okay. Hola, soy Adriana, tengo 32 años. Me encanta estar con mi hija. Ella y yo podemos hablar inglés.
Muy bien. Y ajá.
The second one.
Sí,
Hola, soy Miguel, tengo 8 años. Me encantan los animales y puedo bañar a mi perro.
muy bien. So, guys, there's something about Spanish that you need to know. Great. It's really fácil. It's really easy. Something about Spanish. We speak really slow when we are when we're reading. So, in this case, Evelyn was reading fast. Okay. So the comma is really important in Spanish. When you're speaking, you want to to be understood by the person, the other speaker. So what I always recommend to the students and also in the academies, hola, soy Adriana, tengo 32 años. You take a deep breath.
Mhm.
Me encanta estar con mi hija. Ella y yo podemos hablar inglés. So that kind of formality will help you to show what is the relevant and how to pronounce correctly and to decrease the pronunciation. Okay. So I see that we have a question. What is the difference between vosotros y ustedes? Vosotros is from Spain. In
Yeah.
Latin America, we don't learn vosotros.
Yeah.
Vosotros is an old ancient Spanish.
I
Even if
learned vosotros.
oh really?
Yeah, because I was living in Spain, so I learned the Spanish, the European Spanish. The
Wow. And
vosotros.
actually And actually, it's for us and as Spanish speakers, we don't use it. We just watch it in the movies. And then for
Mhm.
us, if you ask for to kids at the school or adults, they don't know how to conjugate vosotros. So if you want to travel to South America, it's just ustedes, and ustedes will be with the plural and the nose. And okay. Perfecto, with the conjugation. Ahora, chicos, vamos con nacionalidades e idiomas. Entonces, Evelyn, deseo que me hables de la persona, ¿ok?
Sí.
Cuéntame una historia. Tell me a story sobre esta persona.
Esa persona que está en la foto.
Sí.
Ok. Puede ganar el juego. Bueno, esta persona es esta persona es brasileña,
Ok.
¿sí? Porque
Sí.
tiene la bandera brasileña y es fan de fútbol, me imagino.
Ok.
Y tiene también la camiseta amarilla de Brasil.
Ujú.
Y porque dice algo también de partido, por eso creo que es partido de fútbol. Eh,
Ok.
y sí, dice país, claro, Brasil, nacionalidad brasileño y idioma, sí, portugués. Pues sí, los
Ok.
brasileños hablan portugués.
Ok. ¿Y qué idiomas pueden hablar entonces en Brasil?
Eh, pueden hablar, bueno, portugués.
Ujú.
Y bueno, igual hay gente que hable también español, un
Ok.
poco, pero principalmente portugués.
Muy bien. Ahora vamos con la segunda. Vamos a hablar un poco de Inglaterra. Vamos a hablar ahora de él. Vamos a imaginar una historia de la persona y también de la cultura de Inglaterra.
Sí. Eh, bueno, el rugby puede ser. Sí. Bueno, en Inglaterra el rugby es un deporte muy, estoy diciendo, un deporte, un deporte muy famoso y muy popular y creo que se juega hasta en las universidades, en los colegios. Es como, sí, después del fútbol creo que es muy conocido y
Ok.
hay mucha gente que juega al rugby. Sí,
Ok.
pero la verdad que no sé mucho cómo se
Y
juega,
el,
un poco como
ahora,
American Football, creo.
Ok, y ahora, ¿el rugby puede ser conocido como deporte en Latinoamérica? Cuéntame.
Bueno, creo que no, creo que solamente, bueno, principalmente en el en Reino Unido, porque sí, porque allá es más como, sí, es más conocido allá, porque mismo aquí en Europa no es tan conocido.
Exacto. Entonces, puede ser en Inglaterra. Bueno, puede ser conocido en Inglaterra. So we're using now that we can use el verbo poder, we're also talking about culture. So when we use puede ser, it means that you're also talking it can be. So always when you mention about something specific, a culture, or that you're speaking about what is possible or it's allowed to do in a country, you can use also with the verb poder. Okay? Let's now with the other part really fast. Now, let's practice qué puedes hacer for beginners. So, ¿qué puedes hacer? A1 and A1.1. ¿Qué puedes hacer? Entonces, yo puedo.
Ujú. Yo puedo,
Ujú,
yo puedo nadar, yo
muy
puedo
bien.
meditar,
Muy bien. A ver, ¿qué más puedes hacer?
yo puedo viajar, yo puedo cocinar,
Muy bien. That's A1. Ahora, ¿qué más puedes hacer?
yo puedo tomar fotos, yo puedo coser.
Muy bien. Coser. Ok. Coser ropa.
Sí, sí.
Ok. Ahora, vamos con el verbo poder, the real immersion, how we really use it, okay? So
Ajá,
we always use it to ask for a service, to ask for permission, or always to ask for a favor, okay?
ajá.
So today we're going to use it. There's something interesting about Spanish. El verbo poder, when we use it with the reflexive noun, which is se, it's pretty common in French or in Spanish to use the reflexive pronouns.
Ujú,
So when we use se puede, it means that you want to ask if it is allowed.
ujú.
Example, ¿se puede fumar aquí?
Se puede fumar aquí. Yeah. Is it allowed to smoke here?
Exactly. So, ¿se puede o no se puede?
Ujú. No se puede fumar aquí.
Right. So when you answer those questions, those are close questions, okay? So it means that you need to answer with sí and no.
Ujú,
That is really helpful when you travel, when you want to ask sí and no.
ujú,
Those are really useful ways to ask questions in different trips and different travels, and when you want to know permissions in different countries.
ujú.
Ahora, Evelyn, es tu turno. Quiero que me preguntes si se puede comer, se puede beber. Pregúntame, hazme.
Sí, se puede comer aquí.
No, no se puede comer aquí.
Ujú. Y se puede, a ver, si se puede beber. Ah, sí, se puede beber aquí.
Ujú. Sí, se puede beber aquí. No, no se puede vivir aquí.
Ok.
Okay, so we have a question. No entiendo la palabra se. La palabra se, the word se, it's a reflexive pronoun. So it's called when we use it is allowed. That's the meaning. It is allowed. Se puede. So the word se is to ask for that action. Is always to ask for what we can do there. Is you're not talking about you. You're talking about the place. So
It's
that's
kind of
why.
sorry, like impersonal. Like for example, can one smoke here? It's kind of like one in English sometimes.
Yes, it could be, but also it helps to know that you're talking about an object. So in that case,
Mm-hmm,
it helps to know that you're not talking to someone.
mm-hmm,
If you speak about someone, and that in that way, it sounds that you're talking to an object.
mm-hmm,
So this is always for permission.
mm-hmm,
Okay. Now this is pretty common. So we have as a culture, Latin culture, we're so romantic.
mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask you, Evelyn, en tu país, ¿se puede besar? Can you
Sí
hear?
se puede besar.
¿Sí se puede besar?
Sí.
Okay. So in other countries is not allowed. So no se puede besar. ¿En qué países no se puede besar, Evelyn? En público,
For
in
example,
public.
en público. Sí, aquí sí se puede besar en público. But yeah, ¿en qué países no se puede besar en público?
Ajá.
Por ejemplo, en no sé en qué países, en
Mm,
países musulmanes, por ejemplo, no se puede
países.
besar en público.
Exactamente, países musulmanes, inclusive en Rusia, ¿sí? En Russia is not common to see,
Ah,
okay?
ok.
So it is allowed, but not by society. Entonces, no se puede o sí se puede, depende, ¿vale? Ahora, leave in the comments if in your country it is allowed to kiss in public. ¿Se puede besar en tu país en público? Ok,
In Spanish, of course.
en español.
Español.
Ahora, número 2. Te toca, Evelyn, pregúntame.
Ok, ¿se puede beber alcohol en tu país?
Sí, sí se puede beber alcohol en tu país. ¿Y en tu país se puede beber alcohol?
Eh,
Please let us in the
sí,
comment.
en mi país también se puede beber alcohol.
Wonderful. Let us in the comments too. If in your country it is allowed to drink alcohol. Sí se puede beber. En mi país no se puede.
Ujú.
Okay. Now we go with the permissions. So when you want to ask for a favor, you always say puedes because
Pu-
it's a permission. Puedes.
¿Puedes abrir la ventana?
Sí puedo.
Ujú,
No puedo.
ujú,
Okay. So something interesting about our language. We have two different ways to say tú and usted, right? But when you're asking for a permission, you want to sound friendly. That's the immersion of the language. So you never use usted if you're asking for a favor. You will ask with tú.
ujú,
Puedes, tú puedes. Can you open the window? ¿Puedes abrir la ventana?
ujú,
Sí, puedo.
ujú,
No, no puedo.
ujú.
¿Ok? Número 2, pregúntame, Evelyn. Ask me.
Ah, ¿puedes abrir la ventana?
Sí, sí puedo.
Ujú.
¿No? Número 2,
¿Puedes cerrar la ventana?
no puedo. Hace calor. It's hot. Ok.
Ok.
Ok, so sí se puede beber alcohol en mi país. Dan just said. Ok, great. Okay, so now let's practice. I want to know in the comments. Okay, I'm going to ask you now, guys, to you in the pandemic thing. ¿Puedes abrazar durante la pandemia?
¿Puedes abrazar durante la pandemia? No, no puedo. No puedo abrazar durante la pandemia.
Muy bien. ¿Puedes viajar to travel? ¿Puedes viajar durante la pandemia?
Bueno, sí y no. Normalmente no puedo viajar durante la pandemia.
Okay. So now, in your countries, guys, en tu país, ¿puedes viajar durante la pandemia? Let us also in the comments.
Ajá.
Okay. And now the last one is the verb poder, well, with an interesting one. Ia. So let's practice pronunciation. Ia. So
Y
Evelyn,
ya,
pronunciation. Ia
y ya.
is el would, ¿ok?
Ajá.
Would en ia en español. Entonces, podría es el que usamos. Podría.
Ujú.
Entonces,
Podría. ¿Podrías decirme la hora?
exacto. So, ¿podrías decirme la hora, por favor?
Ujú,
Sí podría,
ujú,
no podría.
ujú,
So this way is a colloquial one to ask for the hour. Always we learn that la hora, por favor, o qué hora es. The reality is actually we ask for a favor if you can tell me the hour, please. Okay? So it's polite, but at the same time it's kind. It's the way also that we communicate.
Yes.
Now, número tres, we use podría with el reflexive pronoun. This is a higher level, but let's explain it. Este es para hablar de cosas de la vida, to speak about life.
Mhm.
Ejemplo, ¿se podría ser feliz sin dinero?
Mhm. Se podría
So,
feliz sin dinero. Okay.
ajá,
Happy without money.
ujú.
Okay. No. Sí se podría.
Sí y no, dice Julia, Julia Medina.
Sí.
So, when we want to speak about life or when we want to speak related to subjects, emotional subjects, we use se podría, or even when we want to know the opinion of someone,
Mhm.
Okay, so that's what we do also. If you see, we use in different ways the verb can, el verbo poder, but it's also important how you use it in the real immersion of the language.
Mhm.
Entonces, Evelyn, ¿se podría ser feliz sin dinero?
Sí se podría ser feliz sin dinero.
Ok, ahora vamos a hablar. Let's do it. Let's practice. Now I'm going to ask you. Voy a preguntarles. Bueno,
Ujú.
Evelyn, ¿se podría almorzar en el bar?
Em, sí se podría almorzar en el bar.
Muy bien. ¿Y se podría beber en tu casa?
Em, sí se podría beber en mi casa.
Ok. ¿Y se podría desayunar sopa?
Bueno, no, no se podría desayunar sopa.
¿Se podría cocinar en el restaurante?
No se podría cocinar en el restaurante.
Okay, so guys, if you see, I was asking to Evelyn different questions with the se podría. So I'm asking for permission for future permissions. So
Ujú.
I'm also asking to real the scenarios based on what I want to do and if it's allowed. But I'm not asking if I can, if it's a rule in the society if we can do it. So it is allowed or can we do this in the future? But
Ujú.
you're not asking for you. You're asking if in the place where you are going to be,
Yeah,
it's allowed.
yeah.
Okay?
Ujú.
Fácil, difícil, más o menos. Ok, más o menos, Evelyn, fácil.
Bueno, sí, para mí fácil, pero no tanto.
So it is easy, difficult, so for our viewers. Uh-huh. Let us know if it is easy, difficult. Okay. Now, let's practice for a permission, the last one. Entonces, Evelyn, I'm going to ask you for a favor
Okay,
in the future,
okay,
okay? If you can, which
okay,
is it? Podrías.
okay.
Entonces, Evelyn, ¿podrías escribir una carta?
Sí podría escribir una carta.
Oh, muchas gracias. Evelyn, ¿podrías cantar la canción de Shakira?
Sí podría cantar la canción de Shakira.
Muy bien. ¿Podrías salir conmigo?
Bueno, voy a decir, sí podría salir contigo.
Ok. ¿Y podrías hablar conmigo?
Sí podría hablar contigo.
Muy bien. So, guys, if you see in this scenario, we're talking even for a date. We are asking even if the person can in the future. So
Ujú.
this way help you also to sound polite and sound that you're interested in the person or the future plans that this person has. Okay. If you ask, ¿puedes salir conmigo? It's okay. But if you really want to have a real response and to sound really a native speaker, this is the best way.
Yeah.
Okay? Ahora, the last one. This is one for A1 beginners. Okay?
Mhm.
So, Evelyn, ¿puedes tener o puedo tener una llamada de tu teléfono?
Sí, puedes tener una llamada de mi teléfono.
Ajá. Número dos, ¿puedo hacer la tarea contigo?
Sí, puedes hacer la tarea conmigo.
Ok. Emily, ¿puedes llamar a la policía?
No, no puedo llamar a la policía.
Ok. Evelyn, ¿puedes ver una película en tu computadora?
Sí, puedo ver una película en mi computadora.
Muy bien. So, guys, if you see, we have different ways to speak what a person can do, what a person cannot do,
Mhm.
and also to ask for future plans, how to ask for a date, and also how to speak proper Spanish using easy methods of grammar. And that's what we teach in iAmigo School.
Mhm. That was great. All right, guys. So, for anyone who has more questions, I know a couple of people have already asked their questions, but if you guys have more questions, anything Spanish related that is not even related to this lesson in particular, but any more questions about learning Spanish you might have, just leave them in the comments. So now we're open to the Q&A, questions and answers. So you can ask any question you might have, which is related to Spanish, also to pronunciation, to accents, anything. Take advantage the time while Gabby is here, a native Spanish teacher, and ask your questions. All right, the first question. I don't know, someone just joined, said, okay. Okay, do you have any favorite Spanish novels? Someone just joined and said um, they study Spanish. Okay. Do you have any favorite Spanish novels? Because a lot of my followers and subscribers are actually watching Spanish TV and series to learn
Oh,
Spanish. So I do it
great.
as well. And I know that it helps to learn a lot. So, do you have any
Yes.
series or movies that you like that you could recommend?
Well, there are a lot. I mean, La Casa de Papel is also one of the common ones that we recommend this year.
Mhm.
Also, there's La Casa de Flores. It's
I
also,
use that too.
yes, but what I recommend to the students is also to read.
Yes.
Okay, when they get a certain level, to read also about culture things that we have here. I
Mm-hmm.
also recommend the one of the most interesting books for foreigners is called Maria,
Mm-hmm.
Mary. Okay, from Jorge Isaac, is one of the best author sellers in Latin America,
Okay.
and it helps also to help us to understand the culture and these lands that we use from farmers and how it has been introduced in our language.
Yes. That's great. Okay. Okay. Someone is asking how to increase confidence when speaking. That's a good question.
Well, one of the what we recommend is always to speak with foreigners, with the person who speaks the real language, and not to doubt about yourself.
Yes.
If you have a time like once a week, twice a week to start speaking with a native speaker, it could be a teacher, it could be a language exchange, and what we do in our
Yes.
academy will help you. But absolutely about confidence,
Yes.
if you doubt about yourself from the beginning, you're not going to be increasing your level. That's why when we help our in our methodology, we
Uh-huh.
help our students to speak. We keep quiet because our methodology help them to speak through the questions. As I said with Evelyn, te toca, pregúntame, ask me the question. It's your turn. Yeah. So in our lessons, we help our students ask the questions, not us.
Not
So when
exactly.
So when you change the role and you're not the teacher, you could be the student.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. Or if you could be the teacher in the meantime,
Yes.
is going to accelerate the confidence. That's what you need to build first.
That's great. That's great because usually when you're learning in the classroom in school, for example, it's the teacher who's speaking 80, 70% out of the time. It's the teacher who's speaking and not so much the students. Because I remember my Spanish classes and it was mostly the teacher who was speaking, not so much us. So it's really good. I really like that your course is focusing on the students and that they are speaking right from the beginning and they read out the questions, they answer. So yeah, that's a great way to improve your pronunciation and to get that confidence because you're starting from the beginning to speak. Yeah. So someone is also asking, um, what would okay? Let me see. I need to learn that one, so let me teach. Okay, someone wants to teach their 4-year-old grandson Spanish. So how would you recommend they do that?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So, iAmigo School is also an academy for kids, for Spanish, for English foreigners,
Mhm,
kids English foreigners. So, what we advise is that they can take even 30 minutes of lessons every day if their parents want.
mhm,
So, it's going to accelerate to between 2 or 3 hours per week. So if the kid starts listening a native speaker and based on a through methodology, the kid will get the methodology and also will be speaking the language in less than 6 months or less than 8 months.
mhm,
If he can arrive an intermediate or basis steps to get to the intermediate level. So also what we recommend is also to speak to the kid and to make the difference between what is a language and what is his language. That's the first step always.
uh-huh,
And that there are people with different cultures, there are people with accents that once they introduce to this new world, for
uh-huh.
them it will be different. So the first step is always to let them know that there are other languages.
Yeah, that's great. That's great advice. Okay, and someone I read another great question, which was let me see. Yeah, they actually wrote it in Spanish. So, cómo escuchar y comprender cuando personas hablan muy rápidamente. So, how
Great.
to understand people who speak very quick, and I think that's that happens a lot with Spanish speakers because a lot of Spanish speakers speak very, very quick.
It's really easy actually, because in different languages, people speak faster
Yeah,
than usual.
yeah.
It happens in French, it happens in English, and with the lands as well. So, what we always recommend to our students is that to start learning what words we cut. Example, when we say para, which is for, or by, depends on the context,
Mhm.
we don't say para.
You say pa.
In South America, we use pa.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Caribbean, they say pal.
Mm-hmm.
And many other difference that we always help to our students to know that before to start the lesson.
Yes.
So we help also to our students to practice pronunciation. For example, from Argentina is she, the
Uh-huh.
pronunciation. The pronunciation from Colombia is je,
Mm-hmm.
and from Mexico is ye. So if you want to say my name is, you say yo me llamo in Mexico. But
Yeah.
in Argentina, it's not that. So it's faster. Yo me llamo.
Mm-hmm.
So we help you to communicate in different accents, knowing that we have different slangs and accents.
Yes, that's great.
Mhm.
That is great. So, do you have let me see if a couple of more questions and then um okay, yeah. So someone asked, well, yeah, someone said that they are good in writing. I think that's also a common issue that people are good at understanding and writing, but not so much. Well, not yeah, the speaking. They have a barrier when it comes to speaking. Um,
Yes. So there are four levels of a language. It happens in English, it happens in Spanish. Okay. So the first step that you need to be focused on is the speaking. If you don't control this, you cannot take these ones, the
Yeah.
three ones. So that's why our methodology is based on communication first. If you don't build your trust, it's going to take you 2 or 3 years in the language. Make
Exactly.
mistakes is the first step.
Yes.
Number two is to answer questions. It means to the feedback. And the number three is when you can read.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is when you can write. If
Yeah.
you start making those four steps in that order, you can speak all the languages that you want
Yes. Yes,
because
I
that's
think that's a very good that's something I always emphasize too, that because a lot of people are worried about writing first, or maybe, yeah, reading and writing, but then the speaking part and listening gets left behind. So I think those are essential, and I think, like, just like you said, basically those are the first steps you should take to, yeah, to make sure you that you can understand and you can speak, because from that the rest will come. From that, the reading and the writing will come later on. But I think because school focuses so much on reading and writing, that speaking and
it
listening
takes
gets
years.
left
It
behind.
takes
So
years.
a lot of people want to focus on that as well when they learn a language on their own. But just like you said, I'm 100% on board with what you said. It's the speaking and listening is are the first steps, and then reading and writing afterwards. Yeah. So let's
Exactly.
see, one more question and then wrap it up. So, yeah, some people say that, ask if you speak Spanish, if it will be easier to learn, like, for example, Italian or French, like other related languages.
Yeah, there are five languages in the Latin roots. It's Romanian, French, Spanish, and Italian. So
Mhm.
if you speak Spanish, you're going to be speaking Portuguese. If you speak French, you're going to be speaking Italian. And if you speak four of them, you're going to be speaking Romanian.
Mhm.
That's easy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see it too. I have friends who are, for example, Romanian, and they learn Spanish in 3 months, and they speak it fluently. It's because the roots are very, very similar. And just like you said, once you speak one of those languages, it is much easier to build up and speak other ones. Like, that's the same way I did it. I started with French, then Spanish, and then went on like Portuguese. So yeah, just like you said.
We have an active resource in our academy. It's called cognates. The cognates are the main structure of the Latin. So
Mhm.
in all the languages, if I tell you energy in English, in French will be énergie. In
Yeah.
Spanish it will be energía,
Yes.
and so on. So those are language that comes from the Latin roots.
Yes.
We help to our students to know that there are 3,000 or 5,000 words that they already know,
Mm-hmm.
and they use it, and it's called the direct method. We also use it, but we use it after a month that our students are studying, because we don't want them to be focused on learning the rules. We want them to focus on the communication and the listening skills.
Yes.
So after that, then the direct up method, it means that the person is going to be learning all the fluent level of vocabulary. So
Yes.
it will get easier in a
Yes.
conversation.
That's great. All right, guys. So, thank you guys for sticking until the end of the lesson. I hope you guys liked it. If you like it, then please don't forget to thumbs this video up. And I will leave it, of course, on my channel. So for those people who didn't get the chance to see it now, but or if even if you guys want to come on later and watch the lesson again, you're more than welcome to do so. Thank you very much. Thank you to Gabby.
Thank
And yeah, so the special surprise is for Black Friday. We have for you guys exclusively,
you. Yeah.
like a link in the description of this video. You will have a link to IAmigoSchool, but this link gives you 40 up to 40%, 50% discount actually on the packages. Like, for example, if you take 6 months or 3 months of iAmigo lessons, you will just pay like $6 up to like just even $5 for a lesson. So that's basically, that is super affordable. I know that I used to tutor, and I used to get like 25 euros for one hour, one lesson. So I know every one of you who might also have had like tutoring lessons. Tutoring lessons are usually quite expensive. So I think that's a very good price. So it's only for you guys with this link. Thank you so much to iAmigo School that they're providing us with this link. So go on this link, look around on the website. You can see everything that is on there, everything that Gabby was saying about iAmigo School. And of course, if you have more questions, you can leave them here. You can ask me. You can also ask Gabby. I will also leave that maybe the contact, Gabby's contact, in my description, so you guys can email and ask anything you might
and
want to know.
and also the special gift that we're giving if they buy today, Evelyn.
Yeah. So exactly. So if you just, this is just for today, guys. So if you click on the link just for today, you will get 5 more lessons by purchasing one of those 2 packages, like 3 months either or 6 months.
Mhm.
So I think that's a really, really good deal. You will get 5 free Spanish lessons, and I like the Spanish lesson we just had is an example. I think that was a great lesson. Honestly, I like, even I
Thank
learned so much. So yeah, so I think that was an absolute great lesson, and I absolutely valid. I really like your methodology. I really like the way you teach, actually, because I've had other Spanish lessons and they were not like this, to be honest. So
Right.
yeah, it's actually basically everything I always talk about and preach about on my channel. So you're focusing on speaking, you're focusing on pronunciation, very interactive. So yeah, so guys, someone's, oh, that's it, saying muchas gracias. Yeah,
Thank you.
muchas gracias.
Yes.
You.
So, yeah, guys, and also let me tell you that you have a platform. You have free full access to the platform. If you buy today, it means that you're going to get all the podcasts that we have made based on our methodology, the magazines, the ebooks that we have made with the direct object, which is the methodology where you can learn plus the 3,000 works.
Yeah.
Okay. And also you're going to add the best part of that, Evelyn, that we didn't speak, if they can set up their lessons according to their schedule and availability.
Yeah, that's the best. That's really, really good. And something that Gabby told me, basically, that they're available, the teachers are available, well, basically 24/7. So at any time, you can just schedule a lesson with the teachers. If one teacher might not be available, you can schedule a lesson with another teacher. And that is something very, very good, because you will always be able to schedule your lessons, and you can schedule as many lessons as you like. Like, I think you do up to 3 lessons for in a week, right? So that's a
Mhm.
lot. You can schedule up to 3 lessons. You can schedule them around your own individual schedule. So that's very good. So and you see, like, the teachers are very nice, just like Gabby. So
We have also like a phrase, learn Spanish, or I amigo school, where learning Spanish is cool. It
yeah,
means that everything is cool, because we know that some academies, they say if you don't attend your lesson, they say, okay, that lesson is mine. We don't do that. If you can attend your lesson, you just need to reschedule, and that's all.
that's all. Yeah. So that is very, very great that you can reschedule the lesson. Basically, you can tailor it, your lesson, like how you want it. You can take as many as you like. And yeah, so that's great. So, guys, just for today, remember the 5 free lessons. If you click on the link in the description box below, everything is below. I will also put the email support um, down below, so you can also ask further questions if you have further questions for Gabby. So, yeah, so that was it. Thank you so much to you guys for watching. Thank you for
Thank you, guys.
yes, thank you for sticking with us through this lesson. And also, I apologize for the issues in the beginning. Yeah, so, but thank you guys that you stuck around, and I hope you learned a lot in this lesson. And
We have
yeah,
a question. Yeah.
someone saying, um, Okay, will the link be available after? Yeah, yeah, the link will of course be available after the stream. But remember that the link, the offer is only for today. So I will leave the stream there and I will leave the link. But if you want, copy the link because it's only through this link. So make sure you copy the link so that you have it and then it will available. But I will leave it on there too. So and someone is asking, yeah, yeah, so that was it. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Gabby, so much for coming on here. Thanks to
Thank you. Give me five. Oh, virtual five for everyone.
everyone. Everyone have
Great.
a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you in my next video, guys. And yeah. So if you have any questions, remember Gabby and I are still here for you to ask us. All right. Thank
And
you.
then lastly, yeah, and then lastly, remember guys, it will appear after we close this the live.
Yes, yes, exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.